Thanks for watching this video. We're going to run through a few items that will help you as you snow blow and salt here at Baker Church. Let me say thank you for being a volunteer and helping us out. Let's move to how to get into the garage. This is a lockbox on the side of the garage, the right side of the garage across the street, in which there's a key to unlock the garage. So as you would approach, you would just open this panel, put in the 4-digit code, flip the switch down, this door would open, and you would pull out the key. You've got the key, use that to activate and unlock this lock, at which time you now have access to raise the garage door. As you approach the garage door, twist the knob and then lift. Here is the snowblower, and behind that you can see the salt spreader and the salt supply.
Alright, so we have to start this. Well, let's go over a few features of this machine. When you're coming up to the controls up here, you have a controller for the pitch of the snow thrower, so you can actually to throw it farther, of course, throw it lower. We have speed control for forward, and then this is the auger, which is in here, which throws the snow, and this is the lever for to have the machine run on the self-propelled. This angles which way you're going, so don't suggest you throw it into the street because the city doesn't like that. Alright, to start the machine, first things you want to do is make sure this red knob is in and pushed in all the way. We bring up to our choke, put that to the start position, which is labeled on the machine. And then there's a gas control valve here. Make sure this is turned into the on position, which is parallel to the ground. Give it, I usually do between 5 and 8 pumps. I had to do a little bit more because it hasn't been used, but 5 and 8 pumps of the primer, and then you should be able to guess it needs another pump. Second time it's running. Once you're done putting the, you ready? Once you're done putting the key inside of here, make sure you scramble the combination and close this door. That way we don't get snow and ice in there, and you may not be able to open for the next person.
Okay, this is the sidewalk in front of the garage and the properties. I'm going to show you the Carl Acelius technique because I'm sure since he's done it so many times, it is efficient. Typically, we go around the sidewalks and around the church in one direction with one pass and then come back for a second. And that's typically, those two paths adjacent to one another normally provide a nearly complete sidewalk coverage. So the first pass is up this side. This is the west side of 3rd Avenue, past the garage and the properties, up through the corner. This is now at the corner of 3rd and Cedar, looking towards the river, and he typically will plow past and only down past the 2 rental property homes on this sidewalk. From there he comes back up the hill, covers the curb cuts, and across the sidewalk towards the Cedar sidewalk in front of our church, and goes all the way over to 4th Avenue. Here we are at the corner of 4th Avenue and Cedar. Sidewalk and curb cut there. And here's the diagonal sidewalk cut heading towards 4th Avenue. And the run of the sidewalk down to the Main Street corner. On Mondays, typically this 4th Avenue rear narthex entrance is not used unless there is a particular event. There should be no need for you to snowblow either the handicap ramp, sidewalk, or the steps leading up to that entrance. This is the concrete and brick sidewalk connection onto North Avenue towards the front of the church. The Main Street sidewalk in front of the church. Again, you can align yourself initially with this first pass all the way to the right up against the grass. Here we are in front of the church, and as you know, we have the new free will offering box we'd like to cut at least one path along the sidewalk to and from that tree roll offering box. This is that Route 64 sidewalk again. Because of the city plowing and salting, there may be a lot of piled snow and salt here. If we can get at least one path with that wide snow blower, that may well be sufficient if there's too much of a salt block along the street side and next to the street light stanchions. Here's the curb cut along the southwest corner of our church. Only one cut towards the sidewalk should be sufficient. And here's the sidewalk up the 3rd Avenue side, back up towards Cedar. This is the 3rd Avenue entrance, one of two that we should have completely clear, first with the snow blower and then the snow shovel used to clear off right up against the board. The Cedar Avenue entrance, a small part of this may be able to be cleared with the snow blower, but as you can see, because of the bushes on either side and the planters, much of that may need to be done with the shovel as opposed to the snow blower. One last item, the snow shovels that you will need to use up against and close to the doors on Cedar Avenue and 3rd Avenue are also going to be located in the garage.
This will be the gas can that will be used for the snow thrower. So this will be left up towards the front of the garage. This is our salt spreader. It can handle maybe about 30 pounds. The salt itself is 50-pound bags, so you can't quite put a full bag in it. It operates by pushing it and you pull this lever down. That's when the salt spreader will open up the port on the bottom. The easiest way to get this salting in this is to put 4 or 5 bags of salt in your car and just stage them around the property. That way you don't have to keep pushing them back here to